Hello, good morning. 8:30 in the morning, half an hour ago, we had a brownout. In other words, the power went off. I heard a great big bang outside somewhere. I don't think we have a transformer nearby, but probably on the highway. It's a fairly regular occurrence here in the Philippines. Of course, the other one is that the electricity company often does maintenance on the lines or repairs to a line. Maybe simply the line has fallen off the pole and they need to reattach. Certainly a new phenomenon for those that have come from the West. We're just not maybe used to or set up to accept the disadvantages of not having power. It makes you realize how your life would be affected when you have one of these typhoons that comes through the Philippines periodically and wipes out power maybe for 2 or 3 months to homes. It must be extremely difficult for them, but they still seem to manage. It's part and parcel of living in Southeast Asia, I suppose. But nevertheless, I'm feeling a little bit itchy and sweaty and not very comfortable. So I'm sitting outside the area that I called it the shop that we were making here. Well, we're still carrying on anyway. And the first thing I wanted to do was have a coffee, and of course there's no water pressure, so there's no water coming through the tap, so I can't top up the kettle. But then of course the kettle is no use with power off. So you just have to have a mindset to think, right, no water, right, we do have water, we have drinking water. Get yourself a saucepan, put it on the gas stove, heat up the water. Very simple. Always have a box of matches somewhere or a lighter to light the stove. And these things just become second nature. You just click into them. You know that there's no power on because the emergency lights come on in the house, which I'll set up in 3 main areas downstairs. Of course, in the daylight, it doesn't really matter that you've got lights on to see, but in the night time it's handy to have them for a few hours until the battery pack attached to the lights, which is always topping up the power, is able to recharge. But these things are inconveniences that many of us just don't take into account. But once you've been here a while, you start to realize that they are part and parcel of the rhythm of life here in the Philippines. And one is very thankful that at the moment there's just a tiny, tiny breeze, which is almost like a breath of fresh air, so to speak, that allows us to feel just that momentary amount of coolness in the air. Without that, of course, we have to suffer, and most of us do it inside the house, dripping and trying to feel comfortable, because the other thing, of course, would be to install an additional water storage, which many of them have on homes, a stainless steel tank that holds maybe 1,000 litres. Always handy if you want to cool off. The other thing, of course, is to go back to the old-fashioned way of always keeping a bucket full of water and a scoop so that you can at least have a refreshing cool down with a cool or a tepid shower of water. Not a shower, but a bucket of water. And these are part and parcel, as I said before, of living here. And of course, if you find that irritating and you would say to yourself, oh, I couldn't live like that, 30 degrees plus every day, then clearly the Philippines is not for you, or anywhere in Southeast Asia under the equator. So that's my little thought for the day. Feeling a little bit hot under the collar, but hopefully power will return sooner than later, and be able to have a cool shower to revitalize myself. But if not, we'll wait until the power comes back on. That's all we can do. And just a little breeze coming right now. Oh, it feels so good. Anyway, you have a lovely day, and hopefully we'll be able to see you later. Bye now.